Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. In Nigeria's Edo state, 2 Catholic priests were kidnapped by armed men on Sunday. This comes barely 2 weeks after another priest, Father Christopher Odaya, was abducted and killed in the same state. Unknown men abducted Father Udo Peter of St Patrick's Church in Essa North East local government area and Father Philemon Obo of St Joseph's Retreat Centre in Ugboha. Police said that authorities were informed by church officials on WhatsApp. They said the priests were kidnapped and taken to an unknown location somewhere along the Benin-Auchi Expressway between Ihor and Irukpen. On Thursday, more than 700 Catholic priests of the Kaduna Archdiocese carried out a silent protest march against the state of internal security in the country. The priests in cassocks staged the protest after the funeral of Father Vitus Borogo at Queen of the Apostles Catholic Church. The priest was killed by armed men during a raid on a farm on June the 25th. Meanwhile, in the United States, President Joe Biden and Democratic governors are exploring ways to expand access to abortion and to codify abortion rights. In a video conference with 9 Democrat governors on July the 1st, the president termed the Supreme Court verdict in the Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization case as terrible and as a tragic reversal of Roe versus Wade. He said it upends lives and impacts the health of millions of women. Although he professes to be a Catholic, President Biden is a vocal supporter of abortion. Several governors are supporting pro-choice amendments to constitutions of states, as well as funding for the termination of pregnancy. The governors of New York, North Carolina, New Mexico, Colorado, Massachusetts, Illinois, Washington, Oregon and Rhode Island took part in the online meeting with the president. The Catholic Bishops of the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed 5 pacts with the government granting recognition for the Church. The signing took place on Saturday in the presence of Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who is on an official visit to the country on behalf of the Pope. The agreements were inked by the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Health, Justice, Finance and Higher Education with the Congolese Catholic Bishops Conference, or CENO. Previously, the Church had been registered as a non-government organisation. It was after Cardinal Parolin's meeting with Prime Minister Jean-Michel Sama-Lukonde that the signing took place. Separately, Pope Francis offered Mass for the Congolese community in Rome on Sunday, the day he was supposed to celebrate Mass at Ndolo Airport in Kinshasa had a planned apostolic visit taken place. During the homily, the pontiff sought prayers for peace in the African nation. Thousands of believers and supporters of the sanctity of life took part in Ireland's largest pro-life event of the year in the capital of the Irish Republic, Dublin, on Saturday. The annual Rally for Life took place in the afternoon, and the crowd stretched from a considerable distance. Participants were buoyed by the US Supreme Court's overturning of Roe versus Wade, which legalized abortion in the US. As they moved in procession, the crowds chanted, "Roe versus Wade is overturned. Come on Ireland, it's your turn." Many of them held placards that read, "Bye bye Roe, hello pro-life future." Ahead of the rally, Catholic Primate of All Ireland Archbishop Eamon Martin of Armagh said the US Supreme Court decision was hopeful and encouraging. He said as much during Mass at St Saviour's Church in Dublin. Despite rampant secularization and other challenges, the Church in France is getting a steady number of new priests every year. As many as 122 deacons were ordained as priests in various dioceses during the weekend preceding the solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul. Of the new priests, 77 are diocesan and 45 belong to various religious congregations. According to Archbishop Jérôme Beau of Bourges, the average number of priests ordained every year is 125. The Paris Archdiocese witnessed the ordination of 10 priests by Archbishop Laurent Ulrich. The Archdiocese of Lyon welcomed 4 new priests, while Bordeaux Archdiocese and the Diocese of Versailles, Saint-Brieuc and Bayonne got 3 priests each. The religious congregation which got the most number of new priests is the traditional St. Martin community. This community witnessed the ordination of 14 young men. American priest Father Mike Schmitz, whose Bible in a Year podcast has 300 million downloads to date, is all prepared to launch another one based on the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Entitled Catechism in a Year, the new podcast will be launched on January the 1st in 2023, and it will be freely available on all streaming platforms. On all days of the year, Father Schmitz will read portions of the Catechism and share his insights. There is already a Facebook page on the Catechism podcast ahead of the New Year launch. The Catechism of the Catholic Church contains fundamental doctrines and the teachings of the Church. According to Ascension, the publisher of the podcast, Bible in a Year has already clocked 6.8 billion total listening minutes so far. The Holy Father Pope Francis has appointed Bishop Joy Alapat as the successor of Mar Jacob Agandiat, the outgoing Bishop of Chicago Diocese of the Syro-Malabar Church in the United States. The Holy See has accepted the resignation of the 76-year-old prelate and has appointed his auxiliary Bishop Alapat as his successor. The announcement of the new bishop was made in Washington, D.C. on July the 3rd by Archbishop Christophe Pierre, the Apostolic Nuncio to the United States. Mar Alapat has been serving as the auxiliary bishop since 2014. The St. Thomas Syro-Malabar Diocese of Chicago ministers to all Catholics belonging to this South India-based church. It is one of the 23 Oriental churches in full communion with Rome. It was on March the 13th in 2001 that the first Syro-Malabar Diocese outside India was erected in Chicago in the USA. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, met Pope Francis at the Vatican on Friday, July the 1st. Mr. Musk, whose net worth is more than $200 billion, shared pictures of the meeting on Twitter, in which he is seen with his 4 children with the pontiff. He also tweeted that it was an honour to meet Pope Francis. An Italian daily reported that Mr. Musk had a 40-minute private meeting with the Pope, during which he talked about improving the world and humanity. It was in 2021 that the head of Tesla and SpaceX became the world's richest man. The Mexican city of Cuernavaca witnessed a large walk for peace on Saturday, July the 2nd, in which 40,000 people took part. The 8th Walk for Peace was organised by the Catholic Church, and it was led by Bishop Ramon Castro. The prelate said that peace in the violence-hit state, whose capital is Cuernavaca, will be possible only through justice, truth, love and freedom. The walk began at the Nuestra Señora de los Milagres parish. Many of the participants had lost a family member to violence in the state. The prelate said that the walk is a plea to God and a commitment to work for peace. He decried that violence has paralysed Mexico. Bishop Castro blamed it on broken hearts and fractured lives, adding that only Jesus can restore broken lives. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow for more. And remember, you can also visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.